Welcome back to Productivity in Real Life and our Working with Evernote series. Today we are going to jump into a little bit more advanced techniques with Evernote, and we're going to combine it with the service called Filterize, and we are going to build a table of content note that is all automatically updated. Jumping over to Evernote. This is the Evernote Legacy because Evernote 10 is just going a little bit too slow for me to handle today. So we're running on Evernote Legacy version 6.25.2 here. I strongly encourage you to roll back to the Legacy version if you're having performance problems with the new Evernote 10 on your Windows or Mac PC. But anyway, what I wanted to do is show you how to create a month in review note. And I know we're only halfway through November as I record this, but using the automation system Filterize, the note will automatically update as you do work throughout the month of November, or whatever you end up doing with your automated table of contents note. I use it extensively for a variety of different things, from contact chronology, tracing, to tasks, to my reviews, all that kind of stuff. Let me just turn my cursor highlighter on here so you get a better look. We'll get into some of those other use examples later on, but for now we're going to stick with a basic table of contents for my month in review. You'll want to review a couple of other of my videos in advance, I guess one other video in my advance, and that's on using Canva to create note headers. If we load website up here, go to Canva. I have one called My Fishing Adventures still. I haven't renamed it, but this is just where I change my Evernote header images. So I'll drop a new image in the background and drop some text in here. And you can change the fonts, different things like that, change the color and style, do all kinds of stuff. And then you just download it through here to your computer when you're ready to go and drag it into a new note. But I will show you all that here momentarily. So we're going to just recreate this note using Filterize, and we're going to have it done all automatically for us. So as we add more notes, this will update. As we remove and delete notes, this will update. If we change note titles, this will update. And again, I use it because I have a lot of automations going on in Evernote, and sometimes I miss them. I'll use my activity today and yesterday searches, but sometimes I get behind and I don't get a chance to see everything that I've done in Evernote or has come into Evernote for me. So I'll use a month in review and I see, oh, okay, I got some stuff from the bank here. I've got some things clipped from Twitter that I've forgotten to review and haven't changed the note titles, things like that. Here's a screen capture that I haven't dealt with, more from Twitter, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's nice to just review what's going on, what's coming and going in Evernote each month, and I can make sure it's filed appropriately. So how we do that automatically is, well, for one, we're going to need a new note. So we're going to go to our inbox and we're going to hit new note. We're going to call this November in Review for YouTube Demo. We are going to take the image that we saved for our November in Review. We've saved it to our desktop from Canva, and we're going to just drop it into place. And there it is. It's already looking like, whoops. It's already looking like the one we've got except for the content. So November in Review for YouTube Demo. Put a new line in there, and that is where we are for that. Now what we need is to go to Filterize. So this service here is an automation system for Evernote. It is described here as an online cloud service that acts like your personal Evernote assistant. Tell Filterize what to do and it starts working instantly in the background. Simplifies repetitive tasks, avoid errors, saves time. It does a lot of different things, and we will touch on that as we go through into different episodes. We're not dealing with anything else other than a basic table of contents here today. So if you're already doing basic table of contents in Filterize, it's nice that you're watching the video, but it's probably not for you. Filterize is a free and paid service, everything from free up to 15 euros per month for business. I'm in the premium tier. I get unlimited tag hierarchy work, unlimited filters and table of contents, an unlimited calendar. I get multiple mail-in addresses that can automatically sort, tag, and organize things into Evernote for me just based on where they are emailed to. If you haven't signed up, just go ahead and hit sign up. You'll be in the free system for the time being. For me, I'm going to go ahead and log in. If you have any problems with signing up and linking your Evernote account, just post a message in the comments down below. So this is your dashboard in Filterize. You get something called Eva, which is their AI assistant, tag hierarchies, filter managers, calendars, mail-in, information for your credit card settings, a lounge, and support system. What we want to deal with right now is a table of content manager. So we're going to go ahead and click there. And your table of content manager is going to look a little bit different than mine. I've got different stacks, and these are just categories that you'll save table of content searches into. You get 3 of them with the free, so yeah, you can see that I've got a little bit more than 3 in here. I've got 130, 4 in the demo, 47 in this one, and so on. So I got a few running, and yeah, yours is going to look a little bit different. But all you need to do is concern yourself with create a new table of content, or TOC for short. You don't have to worry about stacks right now. That's for future sorting and organizing. Create a new table of content, or TOC. We'll click. And this is where you need to know a little bit about searching in Evernote. We could go and search on tags, tag : journal. That's going to search all of my Evernote and pull up all of my notes with my personal journal in there. As you can see down below, there's a preview, and it gives you a sample of what it's found. And it, again, is searching all of Evernote. If you wanted to search just what's in, let's say, my inbox note, we would go notebook : and then the name of my inbox notebook, which is .inbox. It'll show me the list of notes that are in my inbox. You could, in theory, create a table of content note that is automatically updated for each of your notebooks. Tags we've done, notebooks we've done. We can do just a text search, personal journal. We'll put that in quotes because there's a space in there. It's going to find everything that finds the words personal journal inside quotes, inside all of my notes, through all of my titled notes. It will find all those in there. There's an option here, only use notes from the same notebook as the table of content note. So if we have this in our notebook called wallet, and we create a note in that notebook called wallet that says this is our table of contents, it will only find notes in that notebook. You can select ordering for the notes from the title, ascending and descending alphabetical order, created dates, updated dates, reminder times, randoms, limit the displayed number of entries. If we only wanted to show the top 10, we would just go and click down to 10, or we can go up to 25, or we can just leave that off for all of the notes. And yeah, it'll show you a preview. It doesn't show you everything here. It's just a preview. It's just a sample. So following back to our example that we're working on, which is a month in review, back over to Evernote here, November, we want to search just based on dates. So created : 2020 11/01. We want to start at the start of the month. We want to go now in minus sign or negative, created : 2020 11/30. So this is going to do a search all over Evernote for everything created in the month of November. Now I'm going to take out, with the subtract sign or the minus sign, tag : colon, and then the word journal, because I know that I have journal notes for every day of the month. They're automatically created. I know they're in there. I don't need to see them in my month in review of what's gone on in Evernote. So we're going to go -sign tag. We're using the tag search, colon, journal. We're going to exclude that tag from anything that's found. And again, you get a preview of what it has found here. It's not inclusive, remember that. I don't want to limit the displayed entries, but I do want to change the ordering. I want to see everything on the top of the note that is created basically today. So we want to do created descending order. And we'll just hit that. And now the list changes to show you what's the newest note on top to the oldest on the bottom. Continue with design. We're just going to go ahead and click. This is our search, what we've found on the search. It's got a preview going on here, and we can change the style now. Table of contents style, plain list. We can go to a bulleted list, get you this, numbered list, and a table view. I don't like the table view, just the way Evernote handles tables. I just am not thrilled with that. I'm going to put it back to a numbered list. That way I can scroll to the bottom of the list, see how many notes I've done for the month of November. Attributes. Here is what you're seeing up top here. This is our note title, which is called title. Add an attribute? Sure. Let's go ahead and see when that note was created. Time note was created. We're going to click on this attribute. Time format, you can use this format that you see here. You can change it. Custom, just do the time itself or do the date. And I'm going to go with the date. Click OK, and we're going to save. Up in the preview, you'll see what's going on here. We got our title, we got our time the note was created. Title, and then time the note was created. I want to see the date at the start, so we're going to take the title and we're going to drag that underneath time note was created. You'll see that changed instantly up here. We got our date now, the time the note was created, and we got our title. We're going to leave it like that for right now. You can experiment with some of these other things if you want. You can add a line break in. You can put a checkbox in if you want to do a monthly review of your notes and check them off when you're done. Author's name, reminders, you can put tags in there, all kinds of stuff like that. We're just going to leave it basic, nice and quick and simple. Time the note was created and the title of the note. Looks good. We are going to now continue with finalizing the talk or the table of content. Click. You can do a quick preview here. Here's your search again. There's your design, numbered list. What you now need to know is this search tag. So what the search tag is Filterize is going to look for this tag. And I don't like how they've used the word tag because that's different than our tags in Evernote. It's going to look for this search term, Talk 265, with the square brackets throughout all of your Evernote notes. And when it finds that, Talk 265, it is going to replace that with everything that it's created out of this search and this design. You can select here default text in case no notes are found. You can add a condition. We're going to leave that alone for now. We'll get into some more advanced working with Filterize later on. I'll show you some really neat workflows. Parameterization, we're going to leave that alone as well. Again, that's quite handy, and I'll show you that later. Finalize. Enter a talk name here. This is just what you want to see in your list on Filterize. This has nothing to do with how this search and replace system, this automation system, is going to work. So you can type in a bunch of gobbledygook if you want, but we're just going to type in November 2020 in review talk. Again, it doesn't matter what you type in there. Make it something memorable, because when you get a long list of things that you've been creating, it's helpful. You can open up the preview, do a quick double check, think everything's looking good. And it is November 16 notes from today, 15 notes from yesterday, and so on down the list. Again, just a partial list. This is not all inclusive. The key, though, is this Talk 265. I can't stress this enough. Remember this. Remember it, double click on it, copy it, whatever you need to do, but remember that. Go back here to finalize, and we're going to hit save. It will append to your list if you've got a list. If you don't, it will be at the start of the list, but it comes up now. Use your new table of contents. You've created a new table of contents. Now create or open a note and insert the search tag Talk 265 inside the square brackets into the note. Again, everything here, including those square brackets. I can't copy and highlight it like that. Oh, there it goes. Talk 265 inside the square brackets. That entire thing goes into your new note. We will jump back to Evernote. Now, Filterize is trying to work here already. Couldn't find such a note. Did you create one? We're going to leave this thinking right now. We're going to jump back to Evernote. And we are going to paste, because we've already copied our search and replace term. We're going to paste that into Evernote. Talk 265 in square brackets. I like to make a note of what my search terms are somewhere in the note, and in my case here I'll just put it in the title, Talk 265, but I'm using round brackets so that the system doesn't get confused with the square brackets that we have to use in the note body. So like you see here, Talk 265 in square brackets. Very, very important. We're using Evernote Legacy, so I'm going to force a sync, and we'll jump back to Filterize, and we'll watch what happens here. Filterize is now searching through all of your updated Evernote notes. When it finds Talk 265 in there, it's going to tell us that it found and replaced with that search. Oh, here we are. Great, you've made Filterize work for you. The Note November in Review for YouTube demo, Talk 265, has been changed as follows. Replace Talk 265 inside those square brackets by table of contents, and here's our search that we ran. We'll just close that. Don't worry about this duplicate stack message. I get that all the time. And here's our table of content. This is, like I said, what you named it. This was just for your own view. And here's that very important keyword here, Talk 265, that we pasted into our note. Jumping over to Evernote. Again, we're on Legacy, so our note hasn't updated automatically here. So let's go up and hit sync, click, and watch what happens. Look at this. Talk 265 is now gone, and we now have a list of everything that comes out of that search that we typed into Filterize. So that was everything created in the month of November. Here's the ones from today, November 16. Yesterday, all my 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. All of my notes for the month of November so far. And if I go and create a new note, this is a new test note created on November 16 at 4:15 p.m. We're going to hit sync just to bring everything up to speed. We'll jump back to our month in review note. Now, you would think that note that we just created should be at the #1 position. However, Filterize is a plug-in service. It does not run constantly on Evernote, processing every second of the way. It has a time frame. I'm not sure what sort of time frame it runs with. It also depends on how many processes you have to do. If it's doing hundreds of processes for you, it's going to take a little bit longer. If it's got only a few, it'll be a little bit shorter. But when we created our Filterize table of content process. We're just going to jump back here and we're going to edit this, edit. And we are going to go into the design section right here, edit design. And you'll remember we changed the attributes. There is a spot here that I didn't tell you about called show footer. And what that is if you watch up here, show footer, last updated via Filterize on the date and time with a little link called refresh now. I usually always leave the show footer on there and I get that line. If I turn it off, I don't get it. Back on. I'm just going to exit now and we're going to jump back to the November in review note that we did. So if we scroll to the bottom, here's our last updated. If your note is ever out of date and you want to force it into updating, all you have to do is click refresh now. Like I say, Filterize is pretty good about keeping things up to date, but sometimes if there's a lot going on with it, it can become a little bit out of date. So we want to make sure Evernote is in sync. So we hit sync there and we're going to hit refresh now. We'll jump back to the web here automatically. That's what it did when we clicked that link. Filterize will open up. It says your table of contents will be updated soon. To see your results, please synchronize your Evernote in a couple of seconds. You can close this window. You'll see the Filterize system working here. Success. Now we'll jump back to Evernote. And if we do another sync, look at that. The brand new note on the top of the list is the one we just created. This is a new test note created on November 16 at 4:15 p.m. That's it right here. So what I use this particular system for, like I say, is a month in review. I can now go through, because this list automatically updates. I could put it into my shortcuts if I want, pin it into my inbox, put it wherever I want for quick reference. And I can quickly, somewhat at a glance, is see what I've dealt with in Evernote here, maybe what needs to be dealt with if I've got notes that aren't properly titled. I got some stuff clipped from Twitter, for example, that I need to rename and organize. All kinds of things like that. Untitled, just a quick capture. Hey, what was that? I can click on that and go see what that was. Today's your last chance. What was that all about? Oh, that was just some spam that got into my Evernote system here through an automatic filter. I can delete, jump back to my table of content note, and I can continue going through it. In Evernote Legacy here, of course, we can just go ahead and right click and open in a new window, for example. But I can go through and I can see everything I've done in Evernote and have a quick link reference to all of that. Anyway, that is it. That is the basics of a table of content note that is automated all through the Filterize service. As you can see, it was pretty simple setting that up. It's very limited with only 3 table of contents, because once you get using it, you're going to see the power of this system and you're going to want to subscribe to it. It's not obviously the cheapest system on the market. It obviously is an added on cost to Evernote, because it's not one and the same with Evernote. Filterize is a third-party service, but it's very handy. Through the basics of what I just showed you with this table of content note, I have, well, hundreds probably of different table of contents on the go. I've got different month in review notes. I've got what's in my wallet notebook that automatically gets generated whenever that changes. I've got my contact relationship management system is all done through Filterize and different tags. I've got expense summaries. I've got something called resonance logs. I've got research items, different things to review each month, different projects, task management, various logs of different things. Every time I build onto my computer server here in my office, every time I change parts, that all gets tagged. and I have an automated system that shows me everything. It's a running chronology of everything that I've done to that computer server. It's like I said with my contact relationship manager. Every time I talk to certain people, I'll give them a tag, who I talk to and their name. Filterize builds out that chronology so I can go into my table of my contact manager and click on a name, click on their history, and I got that table of content note that automatically is generated when I last spoke to them and what it was about, with a link to the full note, just like I showed you here would work. This would be the full note of what I talked to them about. We'll get into all of that in more detail, because we'll take this basic table of contents system in Filterize and we're going to expand on it drastically. I'll show you how to build the contact relationship manager. But for now, play with this single step of a simple table of content note. Play around different formatting, how you want it to look, different sort orders, different searches, things like that. That's it for now. That is our working with Filterize and Evernote and putting the two together to build a basic table of content note. Let me know down below if you have any questions or problems getting set up, and I'll try and help you out. The Filterize system, like I said, it's just a one-click sign up, or 2 clicks technically to sign up, because you need to sign in with an account, create an account, and then you're linking your Evernote system to it. It's really simple. Just let me know in the comments if you do have any problems and we can get you straightened out. That's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and of course share this video. And if you've got any questions on using Filterize, leave them down in the comments below as well, and I will add them to the list of videos to build to help you out. Thanks again for watching. Tune in next time.